this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan, just one page, as a Google Doc, and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. I'm Evan Ratliff, here with a story of entrepreneurship in the AI age. Listen as I attempt to build a real startup run by fake people. Check out the second season of my podcast, Shell Game, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. With me, as always, is Charles W. Chuck Bryant. That makes this Stuff You Should Know.
You know?
Went and saw Ronnie Millsap this weekend.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Oh, yeah. He just released a new gospel album.
Is he the blind guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did he play? I've got to know.
Spindale, North Carolina.
Okay.
I can say honestly that I've been to Spindale, North Carolina.
Did you go there to see him?
Yeah, Yumi's a big fan, actually.
Wow.
And he spent a half an hour talking about his life. That guy's had it rough, man.
Yeah.
You should check him out. He's interesting.
I mean, he was a part of my childhood for sure.
You should have gone. He played some old hits, but he actually has a podcast. In case you, yeah, he's got a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good too. It's him like telling stories, talking, and then playing a song, and like he'll talk to somebody like off camera or off mic or whatever, like what did I forget or something like that, and then you'll hear something muffled, and then be like, oh yeah, okay, and he'll start playing.
Is it called Millsapping? That's what I'd call it.
I think it's called like the Ronnie Millsap Show or something.
I'd call it
Millsapping. Yeah.
Millsapping with Ronnie.
So, and we met him too, actually.
Well, of course, because you're like eight people there. You could probably meet him.
No, it was packed. We
kidding.
Definitely skewed the median age tremendously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of old folks there.
Sure.
But
they went to Dollywood right afterward.
We were definitely the only people from Atlanta there for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Chuck.
I love that intro.
Thanks. Chuck.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a chimpanzee masturbate?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah, sure.
You're not the first person I've met who's seen that. You saw it at the zoo?
Yeah. I mean, is there any other answer than yes, it was at a zoo? Well, if I say it was at my friend Roger's house, that would be a little weird.
The authorities are going to show up at Roger's house.
Sure.
You have seen that. I've never seen it.
I think, I've seen it on YouTube or something.
See, I think that is a normal behavior, as I understand it. They are primates after all, as are we. But I think that you could make an argument that there's such thing as doing it too much among chimpanzees. And if you did notice that your chimpanzee was abusing himself a little too much, you could make a case that chimpanzee was experiencing zoochosis.
Wow. You just dropped the mic. Josh just left the room, literally.
Thanks.
Thank you, good night. He's gone. That's it.
Yeah, that was
leave
my
him on a
setup.
high note.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zoochosis, man. That's when animals in captivity start doing strange things, like pacing, like a bear will pace in a circle for hours on end.
Right.
Or a chimp might abuse himself. Or a
make the saints cry.
Cheetah might bathe itself too much, like self-groom, how cats do.
Yeah.
Like lick holes in their body and stuff.
Yeah, there's even
Awful.
worse stuff, too. A guy named Bill Travers, who's an actor from the UK, who, appropriately enough, was in a movie called Born Free.
Oh, yeah.
He was an animal rights activist as well, and in 1992, he coined the term zoochosis.
Yeah.
And it describes some pretty horrific behavior. Like you said, a lot of it is found in the wild as well, but it's just too repetitive. It's over and over and over again. It's constant.
Yeah.
Like animals groom in the wild, but they don't groom until they have sore spots on their skin.
Yeah.
There's other stuff that they don't normally do in the wild, like smear their feces on, the windows of their enclosures.
Right.
Self-mutilation, like
Yeah.
chewing their own tail or leg.
Yeah.
There's a kind of bulimia that some primates exhibit in captivity, where they vomit, eat their vomit, and then vomit again, just over and over. I don't, maybe out of boredom, maybe out of frustration or anger, but the point is, you see this among animals in captivity. You don't see this kind of behavior among animals in the wild.
Right.
Which indicates what some people would consider a problem with zoos. Let's get down to it.
Discuss.
Yeah. Are zoos good or bad? And obviously we've read the same article, so you can make the case for both, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess we should start with good, since we've already indicated a hint of the bad.
Just a hint.
Just a hint. The good. Let's talk about some pros on the zoo side. Zoos have gotten a lot better in the last 4,000 years, and a whole lot better in the last, 30 years, from what I've seen.
Sure.
Like, when I was a kid and went to the Atlanta Zoo, it was the tile room with the gorilla in it.
Yeah.
And the monkey bars, or not the monkey bars, the cage bars.
Right.
Monkey bars are to play on, right? On the playground.
Right.
They didn't have monkey bars.
But
That was
I mean,
the problem.
if they're the bars to the cage for a monkey enclosure, they are technically monkey
I guess
bars.
so.
Yeah.
What? I'm the low end on the totem pole. What am I talking about?
Hey, yeah, that's a good thing, remember?
It is. But they've come a long way in the last 30 and 40 years in trying to create more the miniature habitats that they normally would live in. The fences are gone now, replaced with moats, so they can't get to you, obviously, because that would be bad.
Zoos have kind of kept in step with the progress of mental institutions.
Yeah.
Last 30, 40 years,
Right.
they've gotten a lot better.
True.
Same with zoos, apparently.
They used to procure animals by going into the wild and taking them.
Have you ever seen the Mystery Science Theater 3000 short, Catching Trouble?
No.
It is so unsettling.
It's a good one.
You should check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they used to go out and procure animals, they just go out to the plains and get some giraffes and bring them home.
Right.
They don't do that much anymore, although I do have some examples we'll get to later where they still actually do that.
Okay. Yeah, now they have captive breeding programs
Yes.
where a lot of animals are born in a zoo. They never knew the wild, which
Right.
you would make the argument that that's a lot better than having memory of,
Sure.
I used to live in a 5,000 square mile range, and now I
Right.
live in a 500 square feet area.
True. And they also, Josh, are trying to help restore endangered species with breeding programs and releasing them back into the wild. So that's some good, right?
That is good, yeah. I mean, and the California condor, right? That's one that's usually held up as an example. Not too long ago, the California condor was on the verge of extinction, and the San Diego and Los Angeles zoos got together and said, let's bring this vulture back. Let's get this vulture back up and running, okay?
And flying.
So they had and they had a captive breeding program, and they took the population, the global population of the California condor, which was just relegated to California, from less than 24 birds to 170.
Yeah.
And now it's self-sufficient. Even better, Chuck, is the Pear David's deer, right?
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
Well, this is a Chinese deer. That's what I like to say. It is a deer from China, and this deer had it been bred in captivity or was extinct, and then they reintroduced it to the wild once they bred them in captivity. How did that happen?
They went extinct in the wild, but they happen to have a few in captivity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they eventually released, I think, 4 into the wild for the first time, and who knows how long.
Now they're self-sufficient, self-sustaining.
That's what they say.
Which means they get it on.
Yeah, they're good-looking deer too.
Are they?
Well, I mean,
so they don't have any problems.
no.
Okay.
I just mean it's a majestic animal.
They're good looking. Also, zoos often serve as a better home to animals that are like part of traveling circuses.
Sure.
You remember our own aquarium here in Atlanta
Yeah.
rescued, I guess, the whale shark, both of their whale sharks One was in Mexico, I think.
Yeah.
In like a tank it could barely turn around in.
Yeah.
And now it's got the biggest tank in the world.
And we swam in it.
We did. It
with
was
those
cold.
Big dudes.
Yeah. And there's polar bears that have been rescued.
Leo the snow leopard.
Yeah.
Taken from Pakistan in 2007. Was in great shape in 2007. And the Bronx Zoo said, "Hey, give us that snow leopard. Bring him over here."
Yeah.
That was my Bronx dude.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. What else, Josh? Oh, their care. We know a lot more now. We're about animals and what they need and the kind of habitat. So the care taking of the animals in zoos has gotten way, way better over the years.
Yeah, again, at the Bronx Zoo, they just they just opened their aardvark exhibit, new and improved. And apparently aardvarks were notoriously difficult to keep alive and happy.
Yeah.
Because their termite diet is really hard to replicate, but they've got it down to this insectivore, chow, and meat slurry diet, which sounds yummy.
I wonder if it says new and improved, now featuring live aardvarks. Instead of like
exactly.
corpses.
Yeah.
It's much improved.
No flies buzzing around them.
Josh, a lot of zoos give back financially. The Bronx Zoo has channeled more than $3 million toward conservation projects in Africa. And sometimes they pair with groups like the Nature Conservancy to work not even just within their zoo, but in other states. To, I think, Toledo Zoo was working to restore butterfly habitats in Ohio.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, the Toledo Zoo, for the size town of Toledo, the Toledo Zoo and the Toledo Art Museum are world class.
Really?
Great zoo, yeah. It puts Atlanta Zoo to shame.
And then you can go to Tony Pacow's, right?
Tony Pacos.
Pacos?
Yeah.
Get you a hot dog?
Yeah. Wow. You can get, the best hot dog on the planet from Tony Pacos.
Good. Feed it to the aardvarks.
I feel like Klinger.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan? Just one page as a Google Doc and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. It's not his fault. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. My name is Evan Ratliff. I decided to create Kyle, my AI co-founder, after hearing a lot of stuff like this from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
There's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been like unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I got to thinking, could I be that one person? I'd made AI agents before for my award-winning podcast, Shell Game. This season on Shell Game, I'm trying to build a real company with a real product run by fake people.
Oh, hey, Evan. Good to have you join us. I found some really interesting data on adoption rates for AI agents in small to medium businesses.
Listen to Shell Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
And Josh, research and scientific research is obviously a big part of what zoos do nowadays.
Okay, so that was like the...
Well, I got a stat for you.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. In 2002, zoos participated in 2,230 research projects, conservation projects in more than 80 countries.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, and we shouldn't just poo-poo that and go, willy-nilly buy it.
No, and you have to make the case that, yes, the zoos are helping in some way, shape, or form, right? Like, imagine the deer, the Pair David's deer, right? that would not be around anymore.
Right.
That species would be extinct if it weren't for conservation efforts among zoos, right?
Condor, perhaps. California condor might be gone.
Maybe. Loss of a vulture. Apparently those things are huge. I read an article once where this guy was standing on a cliff in California, and he heard this, and then all of a sudden it just got really loud, and boom, right up in front of him, this enormous condor just flew up. It'd been hunting, I guess, in this canyon, and came up along the cliff's face and just flew like 10 feet in front of him. He said it was just huge and probably the most thrilling thing that's ever happened to him.
Yeah, they're big. I saw a bunch of them in Napa Valley on my recent trip.
Nice.
Like tons of them. They hang around the vineyards because when you're plowing a vineyard, you'll dig up like rodents and stuff.
Yeah.
So the vultures follow along behind the tractor literally and like go down there and eat up.
Nice.
Good for them.
Yeah. All right, Chuck. Let's talk about the bad.
Yeah.
We've got the ugly and the good down.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the bad. You mentioned that that zoos are big on conservation, right?
Some say they are.
Well, in the U.S., if you are an animal exhibitor, meaning that you are showing animals for money, you have to be licensed by the USDA.
Yes.
There's about 2,400 animal exhibitors in the U.S.
Yeah, and they range from like the San Diego Zoo to the place in Arkansas where you drive through and like an ostrich sticks its head in your car.
Right, and goes call the police.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. About 200 of those 2,400 are actually members of the American Zoological and Aquarium Association.
I'd say those are on the up and up, probably.
Those are the up and up. Now, the AZA has far higher standards than the USDA for its members.
Sure.
It's stricter safety requirements. They force conservation spending among their members.
Yeah.
So, when you're not a member of the AZA, those other 24 or 2,200 animal exhibitors in the U.S. are spending nothing on conservation.
Right.
And the other problem is the members of the AZA spend about 3% of their take at the gate on conservation every year.
Right.
Which is not that much. I mean, it goes kind of far, but not far enough.
Right.
And also the I think 146 reintroduction programs took place in the 20th century.
Yeah.
16 were successful.
Yeah. Those are the stats you don't get.
No.
They just say we did 145 programs.
And most of those programs were undertaken by the U.S. government.
Right.
So zoos are getting a lot of credit and taking a lot of credit, actually, in the public mind, in the public consciousness. They've very successfully carved out this place where, hey, we're here to save the animals.
Yeah.
And the idea that they are a business that makes money off of people coming in and looking at the animals has kind of been washed away, although it's still very present. The zoos are very much businesses.
Right. You know those condors?
Yeah.
Only about 2/3 of those were strong enough to live.
Yeah.
That's sad. So you don't see that stat on the front end.
No, they got plowed under the front end of the tractor rather than flying in the back end.
But they are, I mean, part of me says these 145 programs, only 16 were successful, but I mean, they were trying at least, so I will give them that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, dead animals don't usually give you an E for effort, you know?
No, I know.
And I think part of the other problem is, and I don't mean to hammer zoos, like, I do see both sides of this coin. This isn't me just like, yeah, we talked about the good, now let's really get to it. Again, there's that pair David deer. It wouldn't have existed had it not been for zoos, but I think by and large, if the reason zoos exist is because of encroachment on land. Like, there's a mind toward conservation, but there's not a mind toward preservation, and that's really where the mind should be, the mind and the money, right?
Right.
I mean, if you take an elephant and put it into a little enclosure, it's going to go nuts.
Sure. Elephants are actually, that's one of the big ones as far as people, not trying to be a pun master there, but it's one of the big animals that people are trying to get out of zoos. Like, if you're not going to shut down a zoo, at least get the elephants out of there.
Yeah.
And there's actually a website, Josh, called SaveWildElephants.com.
Nice.
And some zoos are starting to get rid of their elephant habitats.
And they should, honestly. I mean, elephants are used to traveling about 50 miles a day in large herds. and in captivity, they're standing around an enclosure all day,
alone, or with maybe a buddy or two.
Right. So they're very social, highly social animals that travel great distances. And no, they shouldn't be in captivity at all.
Yeah, the Detroit Zoo actually got rid of their 2 elephants and closed down their exhibit. And the director of the zoo said, Asian elephants should not live in small groups without many acres to roam, and they clearly shouldn't have to suffer the winters of the north.
Yeah.
That's the other thing think about is this elephant in the Detroit winter. Are you kidding me?
No, and even worse was a poor elephant called Maggie the elephant, who in 2007, during a cold snap at her home at the Alaska Zoo, was kept for days on end in this little inside enclosure because the zookeepers were like, she can't go outside, she'll freeze to death.
Right.
And they brought in a treadmill that was big enough for her, and she wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the public finally just went crazy over it.
Because it's a treadmill.
Yeah.
Who likes a treadmill?
Nobody.
I've got some more horror stories for you, Josh, if you want to hear.
Yes.
Tatiana, Siberian tiger, at the San Francisco Zoo in 2007, escaped the substandard enclosure that she was in and was shot to death after she killed a person by police. So that happened. The Dallas Zoo, a gorilla named Jabari tried to escape by jumping over the walls and moats and was fatally shot by police.
Yeah.
Witness later reported that teenagers were taunting the animal with rocks prior to his escape.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. So these little kids throwing rocks at this gorilla.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the gorilla escapes and the cops shoot it down.
Yeah, I remember.
This wouldn't happen if the gorilla was in the wild.
Yeah. I think, did it get that kid, though? Didn't it get its hands on one of the kids?
I don't know. That's not in here. And at the Virginia Zoo, boy, they're really doing a great job. They had 10 prairie dogs die when their tunnel collapsed on them in their habitat. They had a rhinoceros drown in the moat that was trying to, the moat that they use as a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
They had a zebra narrowly escape death after jumping into the lion exhibit, which obviously she had passage. And another zebra lost her life when she bolted from a holding pen, struck a fence, and broke her neck.
Jeez.
So they're really doing a great job there at the Virginia Zoo.
Well, I think that kind of demonstrates the problem. If zebras are too stupid to not run into fences and break their necks, then there shouldn't be fences around them.
I got another elephant stat, too.
Oh, let's hear it, man.
They studied records of 45 elephants, and they found that the median lifespan of an African elephant in a zoo is 16.9 years. Do you know what it is on the open plain?
What?
56 years.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's quite a drop.
It is. Another argument that's made in favor of zoos often is that they educate the public. Studies have actually shown that people come out of zoos less informed than they were before.
Yeah.
And with this kind of false sense of security that zoos have it under control and they don't really need to do anything for conservation or preservation efforts.
Right.
So zoos could actually be counterproductive in that regard.
Yeah, and on that note, they say that the signs in the zoos, what you get is a little information about their species and diet and where they're from, but you never, if you notice, you never get any information on their normal behavior in the wild because you're not seeing it. So you're not really educating on how the animal really is. You're educating them on how they are in this small enclosure.
Right.
And even then, it's just a sign. Like, this zebra likes to eat this plant.
This chimp loves to vomit, eat its vomit, and vomit again, and then smear its poop on the windows.
Right. Not funny.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan, just one page, as a Google Doc, and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. It's not his fault. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. My name is Evan Ratliff. I decided to create Kyle, my AI co-founder, after hearing a lot of stuff like this from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
There's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been like unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I got to thinking, could I be that one person? I'd made AI agents before for my award-winning podcast, Shell Game. This season on Shell Game, I'm trying to build a real company with a real product run by fake people.
Oh, hey, Evan. Good to have you join us. I found some really interesting data on adoption rates for AI agents in small to medium businesses.
Listen to Shell Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
And I did want to mention, too, how we said earlier that they don't go out in the wild and catch their animals anymore. Not quite true.
Oh, yeah?
In 2003, the San Diego Wild Animal Park and Lowry Park Zoo captured 11 African elephants. Elephants?
Sure.
A species that is threatened, and they captured them from their natural habitat in Swaziland and I guess brought them back to the zoo. And then I've got one more really sad one that Jerry is going to not listen to.
Okay.
Part of the problem in zoos, Josh, is that we like our cute little baby animals.
Yeah.
What happens to cute little baby animals?
They grow up.
They grow up, and many times they get shuffled around after they're not cute anymore to different zoos. Moving around is not good for an animal. There was a chimpanzee named Edith, born in the 1960s at the St. Louis Zoo, and Edith was a big hit because she was a cute little baby. Edith grew up like all animals do and wasn't as attractive, so they shuffled her to 5 different facilities over the course of the years, eventually landing at a roadside zoo in Texas. And after an undercover investigation, they found Edith in a filthy concrete pit, hairless, living on dog food. How sad is that?
That's pretty sad. Jerry, did you hear that?
She's not listening. But, I mean, I don't want to, throw the gauntlet down too much and say, think about this when you're going to a zoo. But, think about this when you go to a zoo.
Oh, yeah. If you see an animal pulling its own hair out, chewing its own tail off, or doing some other bizarre, saddening behavior, you should feel bad, and you should tell somebody about it. You should contact somebody about it. It's everyone's own choice how they view a zoo, obviously.
Sure.
But if it gets to you, then do something about it. And there's plenty of organizations out there that somebody can join if they find that they are opposed to the concept of zoos.
Absolutely. Pete also wanted to point out there are a few forward-thinking zoos, progressive zoos, that are trying their best to do right by the animals.
Montessori zoos.
Yeah. It's, the Baltimore Zoo, good for you. Detroit Zoo, we love Detroit. Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium and the North Carolina Zoo are apparently doing a pretty decent job of giving back.
What was the last one?
North Carolina.
Okay. So Atlanta's not in there, huh?
No, Atlanta's not in there. Grant Park, you been there lately?
A year or so ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Luzon Zoo?
No, but I'll bet it's in China.
It's in Argentina.
Damn.
Maybe Lujan. Maybe it's not Luzon. They have an awful zoo where you can go and sit on the back of a lion or get in the cage with a tiger and pet the tiger or bottle feed a bobcat. And you can do this when you pay your $50.
Wow.
And it is a truly terrible thing because you're not supposed to ride lions.
No.
People aren't supposed to interact with these predators like that.
If the Darwin Awards have taught us anything, it's those.
There'll be an accident. You have to sign a thing when you go in there saying that if I get killed, then it's not your fault.
Then it's just thinning the herd.
But I don't usually do this, but there is actually an online petition against this place. It's at thepetitionsite.com, and they need 10,000 signatures, and they're at 1,100. So even if you like zoos, you don't like the Luzon Zoo.
No.
It's not a good thing.
And what about, Chuck, we talked about zoos. What about aquariums? What about SeaWorld? Should a killer whale be kept in a little tank?
Yeah.
Of course it's going to eat its trainer.
At some point, yeah, I blogged about that.
Yeah, it's a killer whale.
Yeah.
Which camp are you in?
I don't know. As far as zoos go, I don't know if I want to say every zoo should be shut down, but definitely a lot of these animals shouldn't be kept in captivity, like elephants. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm not going to answer that.
This is all in my head now.
There's always something going on the Stuff You Should Know blog in there, Chuck.
Sure, Josh.
You can visit the Stuff You Should Know blog anytime you like. It's open 24/7, 365. And if you want to learn more about animals in captivity, just type animals and captivity in the handy search bar at howstuffworks.com. Which means, of course, it's time for listener mail. No, I'm getting in... What?
No listener mail today. We have too many things to ask for.
Okay, well, no listener mail then. What do we have to ask for, Chuck?
Well, go ahead and mention our T-shirt contest that we haven't determined the rules for yet.
Yeah, we haven't determined the rules, but you could get an early start, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a call to all Stuff You Should Know fans with an artistic bent. If you have any graphic design skills, we want to see them. Come up with the Stuff You Should Know T-shirt logo. And some great fortune will lie in your future if we pick you as winner. We don't know what yet, but believe me, you'll be better off than you were before.
And by great fortune, we mean no money.
None.
Involved.
Just fame and
right.
Triumph. Also, just one more time, we want to give a shout-out to our Sterling Kiva team, which hit the $100,000 loaned mark a couple of weeks ago. Uh-huh. And we're heading on. 200, 250?
Yeah, we haven't determined yet.
No, but we're going. We're still going.
I say our next goal is 110.
Yeah.
Because we're almost there.
Okay. We might be there already.
I think we're like 109. We're right there.
If you want to join the Stuff You Should Know Kiva team and get us to 110, you can go to kiva.org/team/stuff you should know. And we'll eventually get back to listener mail again. So send us an email. Type it, and then put in that little 2-line Stuff Podcast at howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. Want more How Stuff Works? Check out our blogs on the howstuffworks.com homepage. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan? Just one page as a Google Doc and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. I'm Evan Ratliff here with a story of entrepreneurship in the AI age. Listen as I attempt to build a real startup run by fake people. Check out the second season of my podcast, Shell Game, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.